Tonight, Jan asked me if I would speak tonight, and I said, well, you couldn't get, you must not have been able to get anybody better. But she told me to talk on what I wanted to. So they had to get out a message of what I was talking on. And I was going through my head for some ideas, and I was thinking about, final bug out. All right, let's say you had to go and you had to take one bag with you. What would be in that bag? You was going to live the rest of the existence on planet Earth out of that bag. What would be in that bag? And I've talked it up to a lot of people. We were thinking about it, but I never did really feel right about that because I had something kept burning on me. It's like, man, I need to talk about another, something else. So felt kind of inspired to talk about something else. So here it is. Look, I got flip charts, I got notes, it's awesome. This is my audio-visual aid. I had an audio-visual aid one time, but I went to the clinic, got a shot, and cleared right up. South Central Los Angeles. Back in the 80s, you had something called the drug wars. All right? Anybody know what really made the drug wars in South Central Los Angeles bad? Because, you've had gangs in South Central since the 40s. That's where you got the Zoo Suit Riot and all that. I mean, you had the 18th Street Kings, you had the 88s, you had the Playboys, you had all these gangs in South Central. You had crack cocaine before the 80s. That wasn't what caused it. What caused the problems in South Central we had was one word: unity. They organized under a common banner. Some of them organized under the blood banner. Some of them organized under the Crip banner. They had a power structure, they had an organization, they had a distribution system, they had a communication system. That made them powerful because they come together. See, I didn't flip it in time. See, I need PowerPoints right there. Anyway, unity, Bloods, Crips, there we go. Now, see, you're up to speed now. We all have plans. We all have plans. We come to prepper conferences and we've got our plans. We got a food plan. We got a water plan. We got a power plan. We got a security plan. Those are all part of our plans, and they're all good plans. And we should have those plans. How many of us has got an O-SWAG plan? Anybody know what an O-SWAG plan is? I toned it down because it is a family audience, okay? I toned it down. It's O-SNAP. We all got to go. Alright? I just invented that, so if any author in the room is going to use that, I want royalties, okay? O-SWAG. There will come a time, maybe not. There may come a time we need water, or we may need food, or we may need security. There also may come a time we need a plan to get out. We can't hold. We can't stay there. One thing that's killing us is our OPSEC. Everybody's like, oh, we got to have OPSEC, got to have OPSEC, got to have OPSEC. OPSEC is going to get a lot of us killed. Killed. That's mountain talk for dead. You're going to get killed. Alright? One thing is our OPSEC that we call OPSEC, is it real? Does it even exist? How many of us have a cell phone? How many of us have contacts on that cell phone? They know who you know. They know who your friends are. They know who your acquaintances are. They know it all. Is it real? And who are you trying to fool? Who are you trying to fool? Here's the key question before I get into the meat of the matter. Raise your hand. How many of you in the room are worth a drone strike? Yes. One man. One man in the room is worth a drone strike.
I'm gonna need you to step outside, please.
They're going to spend $8.9 billion taking out your soup beans, your mashed potatoes, and your freeze-dried rice, and your Band-Aids. Really? But we got this. This is very prevalent. That everybody thinks they got to be super secret squirrel. Super secret squirrel. We can't tell nobody. Listen, people, I have been talking at these conferences since the first one. I'm sorry, I'm too close to the camera. I've been talking at these conferences since the first one. I look out amongst the faces, I'm seeing the same people every year. Who are you fooling? You people are switched on, okay? We know you got crap in your basement. Okay? We know that. All right? So are you worth a drone strike? No, probably not. You got a few thousand rounds of ammo, you got some Band-Aids, and you got some beans. And an AR. Woo. You got any nerve gas? I mean, you know, you got any weapons of mass destruction? Something that'd be worth $6.8 billion worth of ordnance? I mean, you know, if we were, you know, Hajis or Afghanis or I don't know what the politically correct term for it is, but I mean, you know, the government would spend, you know, $68 trillion and do $85 worth of damage. You know, it'd be worth it. But our too much OPSEC is dangerous. Let me go into that. Let me explain what I mean by that. Okay? If you've got to go somewhere, if you're in a foreign country, let's say we're in, I don't know, Pineland. Let's say we're in Pineland, okay? Something happens. Some kind of economic turmoil or rioting or whatever. You're going to run to the American consulate. You're going to run to the embassy. All right? We got all these prepper groups. And I know none of you's in a prepper group. Come on. Yeah, none of you's in a prepper group, but let's just say they exist, okay? Let's say they exist. Something happens, you can't hold. You cannot stay where you're at. You've got to go. Where are you going? You got no friends. You got no allies. You got no safe haven. You got nowhere to go. You know why? Because you don't know anybody. Everyone is an island unto themselves. You got nowhere to run. You've got no mutual aid. You've got no backup. You've got nothing. You're going to dip. Die in place. That's what you're going to do. We need to come off of this OPSEC. Everybody know what OPSEC means? I'm sorry if I'm talking. Operational security. It's a big word with preference. We got an OPSEC. Everybody is trying to be secret squirrel, and it's going to get a lot of us killed. We're going to have to come off of it just a skosh. You know, is it going to hurt anyone to say, hey man, you know, I got some buddies and we might get together if something happens. You guys pretty switched on. I mean, you got somebody, and so where you at? You know, you don't have to tell him I'm at number 27 Smith Street. You know, but give me the name of the road, darn it. Something. Come off of it a little.
Really?
It's just like we're like this. We're like this. You ever try to hit anybody like that? I have, but there was alcohol involved. But anyway, you know, it's not very effective. We need to be that. We need to be that. Because you realize we think the government's watching. Government ain't even scared of us. You know why? We ain't got no unity. We like this. We not going to hurt them. If we would unify, be like that. Then, there might be somebody in the room besides that gentleman that'd be worth a drone strike. Got to have some unity. Just a little bit of unity. Yeah, I'm going through this thing fast. I'm gonna get done, get me a Coke. What I would like to see for our security would be communication. Let's have an open and honest dialogue in the future sometime about that these groups actually exist. Because, I mean, trust me, if I've seen you here for the past 5 or 6 years, I'm pretty sure you probably got something going. Alright? Let's say that Jan, we all know where Jan's store's at, and we all know where Old Grouch's is at. Alright? Let's just say that Bill and Jan's store out there at Carolina Readiness is a prepper group. Alright? And Tim's store out there at Old Grouch's is a prepper group. Alright? Let's say they got together and said, if something happens and we can't hold and we got to go somewhere, we'd like to come over and link up with you guys and maybe have a safe haven right there. Tim agrees to it. Tim says that's fine. And she says, well, where do I need to come to? And Tim says, tell you what, if you come to the Big Gun in Clyde and fire up 2 shots, we'll be there within 20 minutes. Anybody been to Old Grouch's? How far is it to the Big Gun? Okay. See, he's told them a little something, not gave the farm away. So you don't have to give the farm away, but let's get a general idea. See, I know for a fact that there's prepper groups in Haywood County. I also know there for a fact there's prepper groups in Buncombe County. All right? What would be wrong with calling a meeting and saying, hey, if you have a prepper group and you would like to link up and form some alliances, maybe form a mutual aid program, send an ambassador to this meeting. Just one guy. We don't have to know how many people you got. We don't have to know what your secret handshake is. We don't have to know none of that. We just like to know, hey, there's other people out there. Where can I run to? Where can I run to? I'll give you an example. I'll give you 2 examples. It's in this room. Where's Keith at? Where's Keith at? Is he here to leave? The gentleman back there that's got the book Preacher Prepper. Preacher Prepper. Me and him was talking about it today, and he was talking about he was here, I think he said 2 years ago, and he said there was a guy come up to my booth and we started talking. And he said, man, I was impressed with the guy. The guy switched on. He had stuff together. He was tight. He said, come find out, he lived 2 blocks from me. 2 blocks from me. I'll give you another example. I was taking a tactical training class down at Davy Culver's, Southern Preppers, years ago. 5 years ago? 5 years ago. 5 years ago. We were sitting there, we were talking about, where we're from, where we've been, all this stuff. We had one guy here that was from Haywood County. We had another guy here that was from Haywood County. Never met one another before in their life. They lived across the ridge from one another. That's what I'm saying about letting just a little bit of it go. I'm not saying give the farm away. I'm saying let's come off of it a little bit and have some allies. Let's have a place to run to. Let's have a place where we can pick up a mic and say, Charlie 1, we're taking rounds, we're taking something. Have some help on the way. Because right now we're this. We're this. Let's try to be this. Let's try to get some unity. Maybe just the location. Hey, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Just say, dude, I tell you what, anything happens, what's the name of this road? Crabtree Road? Is that it? Crabtree. Say, hey man, if you get in any trouble, come up to Crabtree, about the fairgrounds, blow a whistle 3 times. We'll be there within 15 minutes. You don't got to tell them where you're at. Hey, I've even got, let's see, oh yeah, here we go. Here's some of my ideas on this. One, we have an open and honest meeting. We actually form, forgive me, we actually form a United Nations or a League of Nations kind of thing. To where, hey, let's say this whole group right here, everyone here represented the president. I knew the frequency to get to every one of them. They knew how to communicate to one another. Alright? And they were all in iron duff, except for David. David lived right here. David sees a bunch of MRAPs going down toward iron duff. David can get on the radio and talk to every one of them. Like that. We can have ambushes and all kind of crazy stuff from here to there. We could really hurt their feelings between here and iron duff. Some organization, but we can't do that now. You know why? There's no prepper groups in Haywood County. They don't exist. No one owns firearms. Come on. Another idea I come up with. Anybody ever heard of a diplomatic pouch? Now, a diplomatic pouch can be a railroad car. It ain't necessarily a folder. It can be huge. Well, if these groups are at these meetings, let's form some alliances. Let's say you've got a prepper group. You're pretty close to me. You're within a mile of me, I guess. We'll say you're within a mile of me, 2 miles of me. How far are you going to live from me? Pretty far. Anyway, this young lady here, let's say she's got a prepper group. We decide, okay, I tell you what, you meet me in the parking lot of Lowe's, and you have a sealed 55-gallon barrel, and you put anything in it your group wants. Radios, combo, C4, composition B, it don't matter. Whatever you want in that thing, you put in it. You seal it up. I'm going to give you a 55-gallon drum. You're going to store it at your retreat. If you have to run and you come to me, you're going to have some stuff there. If I have to run and I have to come to you, I'm going to have some stuff there. Diplomatic pouch. If the world goes to poo-poo and you don't show up in 2 years, we're taking your stuff. Okay? Let's make an agreement. All right? I'm going to see the light. See the light if you've got anything in there like that. But this is radical. Because I'm talking some radical stuff. When you start talking OPSEC, it's like the holiest of holies to preppers. It is, I mean, OPSEC is up there, buddy. I don't care if you're a weekend warrior or full-on zombie killer. OPSEC is the thing. Central Command. Well, ain't nobody telling me what to do. We're independent. That's fine. Nobody's going to take your sovereignty from you. I'm not talking about some 5-star general sitting there commanding, I need the prepper group forward to go up this, I need you. Nobody's talking that. What I'm saying is we need centralized communication, centralized intelligence, centralized help, logistical support, whatever. Let's get something started. Unity is going to save us a lot of pain. You in your own mind's eye right now, sit there and think, if you know anybody that's in a prepper group, I don't say anybody here is. Imagine you are. Something bad happens. You can't hold. And I'm not talking, hey, we've got, 6,000 ISIS fighters coming over the hill with Bradleys. What if it's like Dr. Forston talked about, where, these nuke plants melting down, people glowing in the dark, How you gonna hold in? Oh, we're gonna take some of them out of you. You ain't gonna do it. You're gonna die. You're gonna dip. You're gonna die in place. A lot of chemical plants the chemicals they use in order to stay in a neutral state have to be refrigerated. What happens when the refrigeration's gone? It turns to gas. You might not be able to. Something else far-fetched. Back in the 80s, seemed like it was part of the David Crockett, Daniel Boone project. One of them, anyway. They did strategic studies of potential nuclear strikes. Believe it or not, Asheville, North Carolina was up on the second tier list. Anybody know why?
Democrats?
You got me there.
Nuclear waste comes through all the drains.
Do what?
Nuclear waste comes through all the drains.
No.
Yes, it does.
But the reason it's a potential target, and who in the right mind believes somebody want to nuke us? But one of the big things that made us the target was the what's that place called? The Air Force runs where they look at the weather, the meteorological center downtown. No, NOAA's government. I'm talking military. It's Air Force. The Air Force has got most of the federal building downtown. It's the United States Air Force Meteorological, Peaky-Dicky, whatever. Because I actually had a buddy of mine I used to play softball with that worked up there. I don't know what he did. He wouldn't tell me. It's classified. I said, really? It's cloudy. It's classified. Whatever. But far-fetched. Let's say Asheville's glowing in the dark. Let's say Asheville's glowing in the dark. More than likely, you ain't gonna be able to stay in Buncombe County because you're gonna glow in the dark. So, where you gonna run to? Where you gonna go? Anybody heard of Giles? Is it Giles? Giles? What's that place there on Sulphur Spring Road? Giles. What kind of chemicals they got there? Anybody know? Who said that? Yeah, sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid. How many chemical plants is there in Haywood County? Anybody know that? What happens when refrigerant dies on them things? Suddenly you're looking at a big gas cloud that's going to kill everything. Let's even go out Star Trek. Let's say that the government has some kind of plan. You know, there was blue orange, red orange, and Agent Orange. Anybody know that? My daddy died from exposure to Agent Orange. But you had blue, red, green, orange. And you know how Agent Orange got its name? It just had a red stripe around a 55-gallon drum. That's the only thing. But let's just say the government wants to come up with some idea to maybe get rid of you pesky preppers and spray the mountains. Kills everything. Weeds, trees, squirrels, rabbits. How you gonna stay? Where you gonna go? See, we could what if and snowball this into some Star Trek-y stuff. But the bottom line is, we need to get something going and come off the OPSEC just a skosh. At least let other people know that we exist. Because right now we're this. This is going to get us killed. This is going to make a lot of us die. We need to be this. There's power in that hit. There's some force there. Ain't much force in that, but there is in that. Now I'm going to refer back to my notes to see if I forgot to tell you anything. No, I think I pretty much covered it. Do what? Dude, tell you a story. See that? That's my cell phone. I got a new cell phone in December. I walked into Verizon, handed down my old one. You know what they did? They laughed. They said we hadn't seen one of these in years. It's one of them old flip phones. Said we hadn't seen one of these things in years. And that smart Alec handed me this one back. He said, welcome to the 21st century. I'm still in the 17th century with my presentation. But I'm getting there, slowly but surely. But that's what I had. That's what I had, and I felt like sharing with you. I feel like we need to get something going, something in place to where we're not a bunch of Lone Rangers out there. We're actually united.